WWE RAW FEUD TRACKER, assessing and grading Seth Rollins vs. CM Punk, Rhea Ripley vs. Liv Morgan, The New Day, 10-year anniversary, Gunther vs. Finn Balor. With Survivor Series and War Games in the rearview, CM Punk now has his sights set on other goals. Before he could dive into what those goals were, a certain someone let it be known that their issues with him are far from over. Those bitter feelings were aired out on full display on Raw, with others being added into the mix. Instead of just having issues with CM Punk, this person now has issues with multiple people. As Jey Uso was mysteriously found attacked backstage later in the night, many pointed to this person as the attacker. By the time Raw was over, the identity of Jey's attacker became even more of a mystery. In addition to that, we had the New Day 10-year anniversary that ended in shocking fashion. An answer on who Gunther's next challenger is going to be, and Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez once again getting the better of Rhea Ripley. For as much as there was that took place, this was perhaps the best post-Survivor Series Raw since 2001. CM Punk was mocked by Seth Rollins during his last appearance on Raw after Bad Blood. As Rollins said, he couldn't wait for Punk to come back so he could retire him. In the last few weeks leading up to Survivor Series, Seth Rollins refused to join Team Roman Reigns despite constant pleas from Sami Zayn. As a favor to Paul Heyman, the man who took that spot on the team instead was CM Punk. Despite his past issues with Roman, Punk played a huge role in helping his team defeat Team Solo in War Games. Fresh off that win, CM Punk would open Raw and declare what was next in his future. As he pointed to the imaginary WrestleMania sign, he was interrupted by Seth Rollins. Rollins stated that he regretted not knocking out Punk when he first came back last year, and after seeing him team with Roman, it was time to rectify his mistakes. Punk then said that Rollins was the champion and once had something he wanted, but now he had nothing. He continued by stating that while Rollins spends so much time thinking about him, he doesn't think about him at all. After telling Rollins to stay out of his business, Rollins responded by saying that this was his business, and then he shoved Punk down. A shocked Punk got back up, and the two of them brawled before being separated by Sami Zayn and Jey Uso. You can always feel the tension in the air when these two are together. Like Punk's feud with Drew McIntyre, you get the vibe between Punk and Rollins that they really don't like each other. After Punk ended up being on Roman's team, it was obvious that Rollins was going to be upset about it. While it seemed as if he would have played a factor in the outcome to War Games, it was smart to wait for this segment to heat things up between them again. While we were supposed to get this match earlier this year at WrestleMania, this segment showed that it's going to be worth the wait once we do get it. With WrestleMania still 4 months away, that leaves plenty of time for them to be busy in other feuds. While Rollins still has unfinished business with Bronson Reed, if he won't be out for too long with his injury from War Games, it feels as if Punk could challenge Gunther for the World Heavyweight title. Segments like this during this time of the year always give you something to get excited about heading into the new year. This is a feud we've waited for since Punk came back last year, and now that nothing else stands in the way of it, we finally get to watch the fireworks. As we're entering the most exciting time of the year, the feud between these two will be a prime example of why it is. At Survivor Series, Team Rhea defeated Team Liv in War Games after Rhea Ripley pinned Liv Morgan following a top rope riptide through a table. Despite pinning the champion, Rhea will have to wait a little longer for a title shot, as Liv's next challenger will be #1 contender Io Sky at Saturday night's main event. On Raw, Liv and Raquel Rodriguez would face Io and Kairi Sane in a tag team match. As Io took Liv out with a dive through the second rope, Raquel finished off Kairi with a Tejana bomb to get the win. After the match, Liv and Raquel continued their attack on both women. Rhea would then come out to make the save, but Liv ran away before she could get to her. Rhea and Raquel then fought to the point where they ended up outside the ring, and as Rhea had the advantage, Liv jumped on her back. Although Rhea bumped her into the ring post, Raquel took advantage as she threw Rhea face first into the edge of the announce table. Raquel and Liv stood tall over her as security came to break everything up. It was later announced that Rhea will face Raquel next week on Raw. This segment basically established that Rhea will now have to go through Raquel to get another shot at Liv. Considering that Liv still must defend the title against Io Sky, this route makes sense. While Liv and Io will be a good match, The ongoing feud between Rhea and Liv makes the outcome for it a foregone conclusion. The way they had Raquel throw Rhea face first into the edge of the announce table was brutal, and is a sign that their scheduled match next week won't just be a one-off. When you look back at how great their matches together were in NXT, especially their last woman standing match, this feud has a lot of potential. When Rhea was out with her injury last month, and it seemed like she would be gone a long time, it felt like her feud with Liv could be stretched out until WrestleMania, since they'd have to get away from it for a while. Now that she's already back, it would be pushing it to stretch out the feud that long. Even though she now must fight off Raquel, Colby Daniel Lopez to extend this storyline for another 4 months, would cause it to become stale is an American by the time professional we get to WrestleMania. He is signed to WWE. The eventual performs on the Raw brand feud under the ring name either be at the first Raw on prior Netflix to signing with WWE, or at the he wrestled under the ring name Tyler regardless Black of when the final blow off should be, and was part of the go down as one of the best feuds of the year. During his time in ROH, he held the ROH World Championship once, and the last week, World Tag Team Kingston and Xavier Woods got into a heated argument and won the 2009 survival shot at each other that you could think. He also wrestled with this week being their 10-year anniversary celebration. Pro, you had a feeling it was a one-time going on that it wouldn't have a happy champion. As well as 2 came out for the celebration this week, where he was a one-time that they weren't really tag celebrating mood. Also, while reflecting on the history, Lopez signed with WWE in 2010. They said that what they were about to send to its then developmental territory Florida Championship Wrestling. Before they could say what that was, where he was interrupted by Seth Rollins, Big came out to remind them of why they all came together in the first place. After how in the WWE rebranded, they only had developmental brand from. He continued by saying until he's medically cleared, he became the inaugural every week to serve as their manager. In November 2012. Back on track. He debuted on the main roster angrily responded as a member of the criticizing alongside Big E for waiting so long to show up like this. He won his first Kofi added to this by saying that the Big WWE RAW Tag while Big E tried to defend himself by bringing up his neck injury. Kofi and Xavier were having none of it as they mentioned all the people in the past who had come back from after leaving the Shield in 2014. Even Xavier, when he tore his Achilles, joined the Authority and how he establishing his on-screen character. Kofi and Xavier then told Big E to get out of the ring. He has headlined numerous major PPV and live streaming events for WWE, including WrestleMania XL. Rollins is a 5-time world champion in WWE, having won the WWE Championship twice, Universal Championship twice, and World Heavyweight Championship once, being the inaugural champion. He has also held the Intercontinental Championship and the United States Championship twice each, making him WWE's 29th Triple Crown champion and 19th Grand Slam champion, as well as the second wrestler to accomplish the latter twice under the revised 2015 format. He is also the only wrestler to have won the WWE Championship, Universal Championship, World Heavyweight Championship, and NXT Championship.